Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. This is the build video for the Norton family, the family that I made in the video previous to this one. And I really enjoyed making this house. I focused mostly just on the house. I downloaded 2 builds from the gallery. I'll put them in the description below to credit the people that made those the little farm areas that I used. But I made this little farmhouse. You know, I was originally gonna do like well, I wanted it to be like an old barn that got refurbished. But I couldn't find the red siding that I wanted, like a deep red barn siding that's a little bit worn. That was what my idea was, but I couldn't find that color exactly, so I went with a more darker tone. Overall, the house turned out really cute. I think furnishing wise, I did a more of a simple job this time. I'm honestly like not back into. It's been so long since I've built. I feel like I kind of forgot how to build. So have mercy on me. It's not my best build, but I I did try. Also, the vibe I kind of wanted to go with was like, so the bottom half of the house is like the older part of the barn, but the upstairs is more refurbished and has more modern windows. Like they were in the middle of renovating this house before Clifford, the grandpa, before Clifford's wife died. And after that, they just kind of stopped working on it altogether. So, with that, I'll introduce the characters. So, I'll probably talk more about them in their first video. But I made 2 Sims. I made Marigold Norton. And she is a girl that was raised on the farm with her grandpa, and they live alone together. She doesn't have her parents anymore due to just reasons that we'll go into later on in the story itself. But I did come up with a little backstory for her that I'll talk more about in depth later. But she lives with her grandparents on their farm and has been living here since she was a little kid. And she doesn't really know much outside of this house. She grew up here. She was homeschooled as well. And is just really awkward and not the best at talking to people. And being in like new spaces really scares her. But as she's becoming an adult and she's older now, she really doesn't know what she wants to do with her life because she knows she doesn't want to be on the farm forever. But she doesn't really know what else there is out there. So part of the series itself is going to be her kind of trying to find a new life for herself and move away from home and trying to make a life for herself on her own for the first time and exploring the world around her as a very like socially anxious, nervous sim. And then you have Clifford, who is her grandfather, who helped raise her alongside his wife. She passed away a couple years ago due to illness, and the 2 of them are living in the house together now. And initially, he slept upstairs and in their old bedroom, but eventually ended up moving downstairs into the guest bedroom because he just felt really lonely in their room upstairs. And that room has kind of become more of a storage space, and he hardly ever goes in there anymore. They were in the middle of renovating the upstairs of the house before she passed away, and just never really got finished. But now it is mainly just Marigold's turf, and she stays up there by herself and has most of that area all to herself. And I mean, I think she definitely she misses her grandma a lot. Sorry, spaced out for a second there. She misses her grandma a lot, but she focuses really hard on trying to help Clifford out around the house and to try to make him feel more comfortable and better about, you know, everything going on, and make sure he's not feeling lonely. And because of that, she doesn't leave the house very much. So she spends all of her time at the house, taking care of the farm, all on her own. Her grandpa doesn't work on it very much anymore, so it's mainly up to her now to upkeep the farm. And it's a lot of work for just one person, but she does her best just to work on everything by herself. He does definitely try to help, but as he's getting on in the years, she just knows that he can't do everything that he used to. So I'm just watching myself build this house. But overall, they are a really happy family, and they're just kind of going through a transitional phase right now in their lives and trying to find themselves and learn to not, I wouldn't say cope with their grief, but to learn to live with their grief and their mourning, and remember the love and time that they had with her grandma rather than, dwelling on it and really making, I don't know how to phrase it. I think that they're definitely doing their best to, learn to live with her not being there, but at the same time remembering her legacy and all of the things that she did for them and provided for them, and learn to live with her absence, no matter how hard it is, because it's definitely a hard thing to do. It's something that, I think a lot of us have had to do in our lives, and losing someone is not easy by any means. It is difficult. But it's something that, the two of them are doing their best to do. I think, honestly, I said the top floor was renovated, but all I did was the windows, so I might go back into the build at a later point, probably before I start the series itself, and I might renovate it a little bit more. That being said, I use custom content in this build. When I use custom content in builds, I don't upload them to the gallery. If anyone is interested in me uploading this to the gallery, please let me know in the comments, and I will do so. I just don't usually think to upload them if they have custom content, because it's just a whole thing. So I don't really think about doing it, but I'm totally willing to. Just let me know. Also, I'm curious if anyone wants me to upload the Sims from our series to the gallery as well. So if you'd like me to upload Nadia, or, well, Adrian's technically on the gallery because he's one of my old Sims. But if you'd like me to upload Nadia, or Leo, or any of our old Sims from our Generation Challenge, or I cannot remember the name of the other one, but the growing up one that we were doing together. I'm so sorry, I totally forgot what it's called. But if you'd like me to upload any of those Sims, please just let me know, and I can upload them pretty quickly. I guess I just don't really think about it until it's too late. But they should all technically be in my library from when I first made them, so hopefully I can find them and give younger versions of them, I guess. Because I think the only version I have of some of the Sims are like the elder versions. I mean, I can upload those, but I know it's not what everyone wants to play with. I love playing with elders, but I feel like they're just not as they're not given a whole lot to do, you know? It's really disappointing. I definitely like can't wait for the Generations Challenge, just because, not the Generations Challenge, the Generations Pack that's coming out. I can't wait for it because I just want I want my Sims to be able to, my elder Sims to have more to do, because all my elder Sims do is like sew and knit and rock in a rocking chair, you know. They can't they can't do very much. But the same thing with like kids too. I don't ever know what to do with kids. I have to download so many mods just to have activities for my kids to do in this game. That being said, actually, sorry, taking a sip of my coffee. This is the same day as I recorded the video prior to this one, so I still have the same coffee as in the last video. It's so good. I switched to a coconut one now, and the coconut one's really good. I finished an entire coffee. That's probably why I'm talking so much. I finished an entire coffee and I've moved on to the next one. The cold press is running through my veins like crazy right now. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So with this series, I am going to do my damnedest to keep this household small. I think I talked about this in the last one, but big households, like 5 to 8 people, are the bane of my existence. Honestly, I can hardly handle 4. Like, I don't adopt pets very often in The Sims because I get overwhelmed when there's that many Sims in a household. Which is part of the reason I got such bad burnout with our series, is because I was playing these series and every time I went into like Leo's household and there's 8 Sims in it, I just felt so overwhelmed and I just wanted to focus on my main family. I did it to myself, but I really wanted them to have just this like really warm, loving family, and I still do. I just like got back into that household and I was like, oh my goodness, this is too much for me. And it's the same thing with our growing up one. There's just so many Sims in that house because of the constant weird baby glitch that I had where everyone was getting pregnant nonstop. I mean, I couldn't handle it. And what was even worse was, so I went ahead and, I can't even remember the Sims' names. Janie. So I went ahead and had Janie have the surgery so that she couldn't have babies anymore because she just kept having babies. And then all of a sudden, Hayden got pregnant. And so this was off camera and I found out Hayden was pregnant, and we're spilling secrets. So the Sim that is Hayden's quote-unquote younger sister is actually her daughter. And I'm having it be like she had the daughter when she was really young, and her parents have been taking care of her since she was little. But Hayden still, takes the time to go ahead and spend time with her outside of her own household. But yeah, she had a kid too, and it was just, and also on top of that one, it happened again with Hayden, and so I had to go ahead and oh my goodness, it was just so much. And I was just like, I don't know what to do, and I don't know why I'm getting this glitch. Because I've had these mods for a really long time, and I've never had this problem. Um, I don't know what's going on. I just updated all of my mods though. So hopefully hopefully that's fixed because that was crazy. It was too much for me. I just noticed that the sink is clipping into the window. I'll have to fix that. You know what I also just realized? I didn't put a trash bin in this household. So we'll have to do that too. I almost forgot a sink too. Oh. Man, it's been a minute since I've built. I can tell. Oh my gosh. Um, but yeah, and I was having those problems with the series, and I was just like, I can't do this right now. I don't want to go back into these like big households and deal with everything. I will say I started filming a video for the growing up one. I started filming it. I got 5 minutes in. This was right before I realized that I had burnout. And I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I was just so overwhelmed. And the mod that brings, like, because you know how, like, with the high school pack, it picks random Sims for you to be in school with? Well, it didn't choose any of our main character's friends to be in school with her, and there was, I think, 9 Sims in the entire school. It was just so messed up and boring, and I couldn't understand why there were so few students. And I just was like, you know what, this is her first time in high school. I'm frustrated because I wanted this to be a lot more fun. And I was so frustrated. I I don't think I've ever had like a high school with that few Sims in it also. So that was also just like, what's going on, you know? And the combination of those things just really put me off from that series. But I do want to go back eventually. I feel a lot more motivated for the Generations challenge than I do the Growing Up challenge right now. Just because there's just so much drama in the Growing Up household. You know, also, if I keep calling it Growing Up, it's probably something else, and I just don't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while, and my memory is that of a goldfish. But eventually, I am hoping to get back into the series. Generations, the Legacy Challenge for sure. We will be touching back on that one because I miss all of those Sims so much. But I just need a break. I need a break from those Sims. It's just too much. Too many Sims in the household. There's too many chefs. I can't handle it. So with this series, we're gonna be doing 2 people households. Maybe 3 if she ends up having a kid, but we are keeping it slow and steady. Okay, slow and steady on this one because oh my goodness, I can't handle another big household. I will say for this series, what I'm planning on doing is for Marigold, once we get into the series, I want to make a couple different romance options, and then like I said in the last one, I want to do like a poll system. So at the end of every episode, I'll post a poll on what we want to do next. It's going to be very engagement based. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's totally fine. I can just continue to film it in whatever way. But I want to have a couple different romance options, and then maybe have you all choose, and we can go from that point. You know, just something really simple, but that we can do together because I missed everybody. It's been so long. I'm hoping to start live streaming again also working on the save file. It's been a long time since I've live streamed, but I just kind of want to get back into it. But we are finishing up the build. I can't believe I talked for this long. Oh my goodness. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end. I know I talked so much today. I think it's the caffeine. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to. Thank you all so much for joining me again and supporting the channel. I'm gonna do my best to just kind of hop back in and get my hands dirty, you know?